Exactly.
Finally.
Worth the wait. All right, thank you very much. This morning we are joined by Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. He is a specialist on Middle East relations, and this time yesterday we were talking about what was going on in the Middle East with particular attention to Libya and Muammar Qaddafi and his death. But this has such huge ramifications, not initially though. It's going to be a tough time of transition for them.
Oh, it is. I mean, this is a great time for the Libyan people. Qaddafi used to think that he was Libya, and now they've proven that he's not. So they're able to turn the page and move on to what the next stage is. But as we've seen already in the last few months when he's been out of power, you've seen more sectarian violence. You've seen moderate Muslims in mosques that have been savaged by radical Salafist groups. So you're going to see more chaos because a dictator of the thuggery of Qaddafi has sown an environment that is Darwinian and corrupt. And he, you know, with Qaddafi's departure, you're not going to see a light switch turn on and Jeffersonian Democrats come out. It's going to be a generational process. So we have to be patient, be involved on the ground, and help them transition and marginalize the corrupt and help the moral, liberty-minded Muslims evolve there.
You know, when you see these headlines, too, in some ways, as an American, you know, we oftentimes feel pretty isolated from that. We look at that as an international headline, something that's happening over there, not in our backyard. But let's talk about the security ramifications that will affect us eventually, because this really could be exciting for us.
Absolutely. I mean, it may get a little more unstable, but at the end of the day, if you look at what created the Al-Qaedas of the world, the Imam Awlakis of the world, and a lot of the terrorism coming out of governments like Iran or the radicals in Saudi Arabia, these entities created this. So with the change from the dictatorship, as you start to have democracies and media and critical thinking, the fascists will start to disappear. So if we're going to see a Middle East that evolves out of the radicalism that has threatened us from 9/11 and on, now we see homegrown terrorism that is the greatest threat than it's ever been. If you want these ideas to dissipate globally, you need the evolution of liberal democracies in the Middle East.
You also say that it's generational. This could take, what, up to 10 years to phase out?
Absolutely, because initially you're going to see just corruption. I mean, the environment in Libya is just Darwinian. But over time, if they're able to build institutions, free markets, small businesses, and institutions of thought and critical thinking, you'll evolve into a democracy that's more moral, and ultimately the entities of radicalism that evolved from the Qaddafi-type environment will not thrive.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Absolutely.
Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, we appreciate your time this morning.
It's a pleasure.
Well, we are going to take a quick break around here, but when we come back, we're going to be talking about our weather forecast, and we are also talking about